shilling, and this is going to be a speech about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. He was born in 1809 in Kentucky. He came from a low-polished family on the frontier, and he learned how to read on his own. Whenever he would borrow books, he would sit there and read, and that's how he became educated. He actually went through law school on borrowed books that he got from other friends and stuff like that, to put himself through law school. And he passed the bar and became a predominant lawyer in Illinois. He is a great emancipator. He came up with the Gettysburg Address during the Civil War. He came up with the Emancipation Proclamation, which was also during the Civil War. And he also came up with his second inaugural speech. And those three speeches are some of the greatest speeches in American history to date. But there's a lot of things that people really don't know about Abraham Lincoln because it's not taught in school or in American school history books. The first starting would be how Abraham Lincoln felt about slavery. He thought it was inhumane, and he thought it was morally wrong to own a person as property. He just did not know how to deal with getting rid of slavery when he became president. Like I said, he was against it, and but there's a lot of things that people don't know about him and African Americans. He did not feel that African Americans and white people were of equal into society. And during the Civil War, he actually had predominant meetings with Frederick Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, to recolonize African Americans to Central America. He felt that once they were free, they should have their own land. That way they could stay with their own and be in their own society. And that comes from Gregory Downes in Colonization. And there's a lot of other things that Abraham Lincoln did, but like I said, he did not feel as if they were equal. There's a lot of other things that people don't know about the Civil War that was fought from 1861 to 1865. Now I want to ask y'all, what do you think the Civil War was fought over? Slavery, yes. That was the underlying part of the Civil War. The reason why the Civil War was fought initially was because of King Cotton. King Cotton was one of the main manufacturers of southern states back in the 1860s. And the North went industrial, and the South could only do what they could only produce what they grow. And they didn't have industrial equipment like the North did. So slavery was pretty much their labor. That's one aspect. Another aspect would be slavery, but it wasn't to abolish slavery. It was to keep slavery from expanding. Because at that time it was the Missouri Compromise. There was 11 free states and there was 11 slave states. Well, when Missouri came into the Union, it wanted to be a slave state, and that would unequal the balance. And with that, the South, that's what the South wanted, but the North didn't. So that kind of started the war. And there's also the most biggest thing that started the Civil War was Abraham Lincoln he became president. Abraham Lincoln became president, and he carried no southern states in voting. So what the South did was they said, if Abraham Lincoln is voted as president, we will secede from the Union. And that started out as 4 states seceding from the Union, and it grew in time. As soon as Abraham Lincoln became president, there was 4 more. By the start of the Civil War, 11 states seceded from the Union and became the Confederacy. that is two different things that people don't know about because they don't really teach this in history classes. Like I said, he was one of the best presidents we've ever had. Great speech giver, great. He went on to abolish slavery, but the most misconception thing is that slavery, the Civil War was not fought over slavery. It was fought over the expansion of slavery. And I think that with that being said, I know a lot now after gaining all this data, because even I didn't even know of how Abraham Lincoln felt about the African Americans. I thought he was to abolish slavery, but to tell you the truth, the only reason why he abolished slavery was to get the southern states to come back